Welcome everyone to another edition of On Cue Sports Media. I'm your host and creator, Rich Quinones. No boxing for me this weekend. Instead, I'll be down in Atlantic City, New Jersey, Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa for a unprecedented CFFC 43 on-demand pay-per-view event, Cage Fury Fighting Championships. 4 titles on the line this evening. I have the pleasure of being joined with my broadcast partner, Frank Trigg. We'll be calling the action cage side. But as I alluded to, when it's all said and done, 4 titles are really up for grabs. And it's interesting because you look at the welterweight matchup that we had this evening. Lyman Good against Jonathan Webb. This is your classic striker versus grappler. Of course, Lyman Good 16-3, a veteran inside the cage. 8-3 stint with Bellator, has that great knockout power. He scored 8 knockouts in his career, so you know he's going to try to keep the fight upright. Conversely, Jonathan Webb knows how to just dominate and dial it in when he gets inside the cage. He's a wonderful grappler. We saw he was able to impose his will the last time out to win the welterweight crown against Dan Stichkin. So again, this is your classic striker versus grappler. Webb comes in 7-0 and trying to defend that CFFC welterweight title. If this kid continues to win, the UFC is going to come knocking at his door. All right, co-main event, CFFC middleweight title. On paper, it's another good one. The choir boy, Ronald Stallings, 12-4. He's won 3 in a row. A little bit of a hot streak. You know, here's a guy that took off about a year or so, came back, and now he's feeling good about himself. He has his work cut out for him because he takes on Tim Williams, a.k.a. the South Jersey Strangler from Millville, New Jersey. Williams, a great mark for the 28-year-old. He's 9-1. His only setback was a doctor stoppage about a year or so ago in his career. And he's coming off a very impressive win against Derwin Lopez. He can beat you in a variety of ways. And here's a guy that has that cage control. He knows how to push the pace. We'll see if he does it tonight against Stallings. All right, CFFC bantamweight title. Talk about a kid that's on a run, a roll, if you will. Jimmy Rivera, 14-1. He won his pro debut, lost his second pro fight. Then he just subsequently went on this great run. He's won 13 in a row. He'll try to keep that streak alive tonight against heavy-handed Anthony Darnell. Darnell, he's won 3 in a row in the cage. And, of course, he's a kid that fights out of Pittsburgh, PA, and he's a very good-looking young prospect as well. Even though he's 30, he's young because he doesn't have a lot of cage experience. He only has 14 fights in his career, and they've kind of been scattered all over the place. And then, finally, you have the CFFC heavyweight title. If you love knockout power, Plinio Cruz with a 6-1 mark, taking on Zhu Anyan Wu, the 8th wonder of the world. Zhu comes in 7-2. He's going to try to defend his heavyweight crown. We saw what he did last time out against Keith Bad News Bell when he just laid him out in that first round with a knockout. So you love knockout power, you're going to love it. As I alluded to, everything's going to get situated and started about 3 hours from now, around 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I got to get ready. I got to hit the road. When you see me next, we'll be giving you a nice little recap. But don't forget, if you want to watch all the action tonight, go to GFL.tv. It's on demand. It's pay-per-view. We'll be streaming to millions of homes. And also our good friends over in Poland will be viewing in and tuning us in as well. Don't forget, I'll try to give you some live tweets during the action, Rich Q on Q. But as always, you know there's so much chaos in the cage, it'll be hard to follow up with everything. We'll give you a nice recap tomorrow. And also visit CFFC.tv for some details going forward for other scheduling events. And of course, if you're in Atlantic City and you're hanging out at the Borgata Hotel, Casino, and Spa, come by, come see us, and enjoy some great CFFC action. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Everyone have a good weekend. I'm Rich Quinones.